Hello everybody, it's Sunday after Thanksgiving and I hope everybody had a really nice Thanksgiving. They got to spend time with your friends and family and eat everything that you have been thinking about for a while that you wanted to eat. That's what we do. We were trying to eat pretty healthy, and then we said that, you know, Thanksgiving Day we would have some of the things that we wanted, and I was kind of thinking about mashed potatoes a lot, so I was pretty happy to have some mashed potatoes because I don't eat them all the time. So anyway, I have a couple projects I want to share with you. One of them is turning out really good, and I'm excited to show you how to do it, and it's pretty easy. And I'm also going to look up online. I know there's a website that has some patterns and stuff for making paper houses. Now, what I used is I have this little machine, the Prism, the Spellbinder, and I have like a little house shape cut out. I've showed it to you before, where I cut out houses that are black and I make little haunted houses with them and stuff. But anyway, I cut the houses out that I'm going to use. I cut these ones out and they're white. So, but like I said, I can't remember what the name of the website is. Something train. It's got train in the name. But anyway, any house shape will work for this. You just need a decent cardstock to cut your houses out with, because it needs to hold up to getting a little bit wet. But what you're going to do is take your house after you have your pattern traced and cut out and everything, and then let me put you down here so you can see what I'm doing. My craft area, my messy space. Okay, here we go. Can you see real good? So I got my hot glue gun here, and it's hot. So there's little tabs on this that fold down, and you just put your glue on there. Hold it together. I got paint all over my hands, and I can't see, so. Gotta put my glasses on. Alright, and now we go to the sides. Some PVA glue would probably be better to do this, but then you'd have to hold it for a while and get to wait until it's stuck in place. And really, once we're done painting it, it's as long as you get it square, that's all that really matters. It can have some lumps and bumps, and I want to open the door some. There you go. There's the house. Okay, now, you like my little dish for my paint? It's a lid off of a candle. Not the one that I've just lit, but an old one. Okay. Let me dip it to some, let me get some water in here. I mixed this up a while ago, and it's been sitting with no lid on it. I always have a jar full of water here for my paint brushes because I paint a lot, so. Alright, so see, this paint is like super thick. Can you see that? It's like real chunky, but this is what my paint is. I'll show you. Because I want this to look like they're stone houses when I'm done. Kind of like those ones that you get from Target that are ceramic. So I've got some spackle. So I take a good sized scoop of spackle, put it in my container, and then whatever color white you want. Some of these I did kind of white, and then some of them I did with like an off-white. So this would work, your chalk paint will work, any kind of white or whatever color that you want these to be. White is what I chose because I wanted them to look like the stucco houses. So then what I did is, for the part that I'm thinking would look like boards or siding, just go back and forth like this. The door I went up and down. But it's going to have a lot of texture to it. This is thick, thick paint. But it does dry pretty quickly. And then where you folded your houses together, just cram some of that spackling paint down in there, and when you're done you won't even really be able to see where that was at. If you get like a thick spot like that one, just scoop that back in your dish. You don't want it to look clumpy. Thick is good, but clumpy is not what you want. See how I'm getting like the streaks going side to side? I don't know if you can see that or not. See that? So do all your sides going in the same direction. Okay, like that. And one other thing I should have done before I started is, let me find here in my mess, here we go, X-Acto knife. Make a little slit going one way, and then a little slit going the other way. Just a little T for later. Okay, now put your fingers up inside of it like that and hold it so that you can do the roof. On the roof, you're going to go in downward strokes, like this. And if it piles up on top a little bit, that's okay. It'll look like snow. So there you go. So set that aside, kind of reshape it a little bit, and then just let it sit somewhere. Don't bother it for a while. Let it dry. You can put it in front of a fan, not on high, that way, because it's really lightweight, it'll blow away. But after it's dry, it'll look like this. See? And it's rather hard. So let's move that out of the way. I think when it was all said and done, I think I actually ended up doing 2 coats of paint on here to get it to be, you know, kind of extra thick, but it really didn't change the looks of it much. It just made it more heavy. So if you felt like 1 coat was enough, that would be fine. So now what we're going to do is take some of this clear glue, put some in a little cup over here. Take one of my brushes, preferably a flat brush. So, get a flat brush. And let me get a paper towel. Put a paper towel down. And I've got 2 kinds of glitter. I've got this glitter, I think this came from either Michael's or Walmart. This is extra fine crystal diamond. And this one right here is one I use the most. I use a lot of these. The iridescent glitter, I think this looks like the most like snow. It's bigger pieces and they're little flat squares. So what we're going to do is take your glue and go in the same direction that you painted the roof with. And then just go back and forth until you get it covered really good. Like that. That's all you need. And then put some of the extra fine glitter on first. You don't want much. I barely have that opened. But this one we want more. So I like to put my glitter like this, that I don't like to waste. I like to put it in the palm of my hand and put it on where I want it to go. That way I don't waste as much. So give it a couple of flips so you can lose the excess. And this is what you have with a snowy roof. Okay. Now, I forgot to get my lights over here. Hold on one second. Grab that. These are probably... Okay, and this is just a strand of the Dollar Tree lights that you can get, which are good because these are the yellow lights. So let's turn them on. See, they glow yellow. So hopefully this will show up on camera, but your little hole that you made in the back, the lights will push right in there. So this is what you look like. Aren't they cute? And then that's going to hang all over my tree that I have in my kitchen, which is a house theme this year. So I'll show you that at the end. Okay, moving on. Keep things moving tonight. Let's clean that up. Actually, you know what? I might as well save that because I'm going to have more glitter. Okay, the next thing is, if you, let me put you back up here for a second. Have my glasses on still. Okay. If you love crafting, like I do, this past year, I finally decided I wanted to try needle felting for the first time, which is funny because I went to Michael's and I bought a needle felting kit. I think it was, my first one I think was a llama. So I did this llama and I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I could do it while I was watching TV, hanging out with my kids, my husband at nighttime in the living room. And it was really relaxing, and I went back to get more, and all the stuff was on sale. I'm like, this is amazing. Why is this stuff so priced so low? I mean, like, I don't know, like 85% off or something like that. So I bought all kinds of stuff, and it didn't hardly cost anything. So I went back after that because there was something else I saw somebody on YouTube using, and I went back to get it, and there wasn't any more. There was like one kit left on clearance still. And I asked at the register about it, and they said that they were discontinuing selling that product, that they weren't going to have it anymore. All that time had passed. They always had it. And as soon as I decided that that's something that I was interested in, then they go and discontinue it. It's like it was an attack on me personally. But anyway, not really. They don't care about me. But anyway, you can find lots and lots and lots of felting stuff on Amazon. You can get the beginner kit, which is one of the things I got at the beginning. It had like 50 different colors of felt that came in these little tiny baggies, and you're like, when you get it, you're like, oh, there's like hardly any felt in these bags. But once you get started with it, it actually goes a long way. But I wanted to try something, and so this is what it was. I've been wanting to try it for a while. I took some regular felt. Now, normally when you do needle felting, it's this is what it looks like. Like, you get it in these little baggies, the beginner kit, but you get like sheep wool. Let's see, this is black wool, and then you use your felting needle and you poke it and poke it and poke it, and you make things with it. Like, one of the first things that I made, we were on our way to West Virginia. My husband was driving, and I took my felting stuff with me because that was when I was new at it, and I was all excited. But I wanted to make, I have this Russian nesting doll, and I wanted to make a nesting doll out of felt. So what I did is I just worked on it, and this is what I got. I think she's really cute. She's pretty firm. I got the flowers on her, and her face, and her hair. I think, for a beginner, I think it was pretty cool. So anyway, and then I made some little pumpkins, and I made a mouse, and I've made quite a few things now. Now I think I'm more comfortable with it, and I wanted to try something new. So first of all, I thought that the thinner the felt would be for my project, the better. So I bought some of this green that you can get from Dollar Tree. I don't know if anybody's bought the felt from Dollar Tree, but it's like half as thick as I don't know if you can tell. It's like half as thick as what you would get at, you can see through it pretty much, at Michael's or Walmart. So I tried it. Don't get it. It's too thin for the project. So get your felt from Walmart or Michael's or someplace like that, Hobby Lobby or something like that. So then you have the thicker stuff. So what you're going to do is mistletoe. Mistletoe, this is pretty close to what mistletoe looks like. Except for, see how on the end it's got, well, I guess it looks like that in real life. The leaves, I don't remember the leaves being quite this long. My dad used to shoot it out of the top of the trees when I was a kid, and he'd bring it home. And this is pretty much what it looked like. It was a little more bushy than this, but the leaves come on the stem like in twos pretty much. I don't know if that makes sense, but it looks a lot like this, but a little bit different. But this is kind of how I like it. I'll show you. I actually have a tattoo of mistletoe right here because I like mistletoe. I like Christmas, and so oversharing. So I want to make some mistletoe that looks kind of like that. So what you do is you take a piece of your felt. We're just going to use this little tiny piece at first, and cut out I folded it in half. That way I would have two, and it looks like this. Okay, so you want to cut out several of those. Now, when you needle fit, you can get these. It's like a hairbrush type of thing, but the bristles are like real stiff. And then there's also this kind of mat. This one's getting pretty worn out. It's like I can touch my fingers through the middle. Over on the ends are still pretty good though. But for the most part, we're going to use this one. Let me tilt you down here. Okay, so you take your felt and you put it on top of the brush like this. And then you get these needles. See this one? Let me see how close. I don't know if you can see. On the end of the needle, it's like all like a bunch of little jagged pieces sticking off of it. And then, see, this one is a whole bunch of needles, and they all have little jagged things. So this one will work faster when you're just trying to flatten something out. So you just start pouncing it, not real hard, just go over it, and you'll get these little holes looking things in it, but that's okay. And then you'll want to keep picking it up, see how fuzzy it's going to make it, see how fuzzy that is. So then turn it over and do it on that side. You don't want to overdo it because it will completely pulverize this thing. I'm going to move it to my pink one over here to try to smooth it out a little bit because you don't want it real fuzzy. Do the other side. Okay, flip it over. And move it over here. Give it a couple pounces. Okay. And then it comes out and it's more fuzzy after that. So then you'll do several of those. I don't know. 10. Do 10 of them. 8 or 10. And then how I did the piece that holds them, you can't make it too thin because, like I said, you start working with it and it'll just completely rip it apart. And it can't, if it's too thin, it just goes right through it, and your petals and stuff will just fall apart. So with the stem, do the same thing. And then I kind of thought it was cool to take it after you get it pounded out a little bit and twist it some. And twist it some more. And it's going to make it stay like that. See? It makes it stay that way. Make sure you go all the way around it. Okay. And then take your paint pad and your leaves and put your stem in the middle of it. You can make it go over and just cut it off after. And take your smaller needle and just hold it there and then pounce that back and forth. Doesn't have to be too much. Pick it up, turn it over. Okay, and then you have this. Right now it looks like a dragonfly. And then just cut off that extra little piece there. So then you have a piece that looks like that. So make several pieces that look like that, and then after you're done, you can take those and you can connect. Okay, see, like this one right here, I did this lighter green one. I took one piece and I put 2 different color leaves on it. See? And then this one just has darker green and then the lighter green, because the leaves, when you get the plant out of the tree. Hold on, you just sit down. Back issues. Anyway, so this is what I have. This is how it looks. And you just take your needle felting tools and you just hook it together. You just pound it together. It's really easy and it moves pretty quickly and it's a lot of fun. Really, it is. Let me have a drink. I'm trying to have one more alcoholic beverage before the weekend's over, because once I'm finished with this drink, then it's back to work time. Back to work mode. And, you know, having one last Guinness before the weekend's over. So this is what we got. Now what we're going to do. So you just do however bushy you want your mistletoe. And if you wanted to do a like a kissing ball or like a bigger bundle, just keep doing more and just make it more fluffy as you put it together. It'll just fluff out by itself. It's, you know, just get some pictures of what you think mistletoe, how you want it to look, and then just start making it. It's almost like working with clay, but it's actually easier because you cut out your shapes and stuff, and then you just, you know, use your needles and let your needles do the work for you and put it together. You can put it's really a lot of fun, actually, because if you wanted to, you could put veining in here. Just go in a straight line with your felting tool, like go back and forth, and it'll cause your leaves and stuff to crease the way that you want them to. If you haven't tried needle felting, I really recommend it. It's you know, it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to take my brush again that I used for my glue a little while ago for the last project. And we're going to use the same glitters on this project. So I like to use this clear glue too, because I don't have to wait for the glue to stop being white. And I can kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like right away. So with the glue on here, you don't have to cover the entire thing. Just go pouncing up and down on your leaves and your stem. You don't want to rough it up too much because it'll make the fuzz stick up in a weird way. And you don't want to rub it like this. You just want to go straight up and down. If you rub it side to side, it kind of makes it look like a dog's hair that you rubbed, you know, that you pet them backwards and it messed up their hair. You want to just kind of keep it pounced up and down. this will be plenty. And they look really pretty when they have the frosty looking petals. I always like to use this fine glitter first. That spot's got like a little bit of the fuzzies sticking up. Cut that off. It's pretty forgiving. And there's lots of people who have YouTube channels where they just do needle felting. There's some stuff that's really complicated. Some people make like really good faces and animals and that kind of thing. Okay. And then you can turn it right over as long as you're not pressing down real hard on it, and do the back side. It's just gonna, the other side's just gonna lay on top of the glitter that we just did, so if it picks up anything, that's fine because it's just a glitter. Just like that. I might be able just to turn this over and pick up some of that glitter off of that worked. That came out good. So can you see the glitter? So now what we're going to do, I have two pieces done. I don't know if I'm going to use this piece right here or not. Probably will. So if you layer your, I did multiple chunks and then lay them like that. I do want to put some on this one because this one I did more of the darker green and I kind of like the darker green. So I'm going to put some glue on this real quick. It doesn't have to be super frosty because when there's a frost outside, not everything gets frost all over it, just the stuff that's hit by the water in the air. So press that into my glitter. I'm going to sprinkle some more of this on here because I like the way the iridescent glitter looks. Shake it off, turn it over real quick. Accidentally dip into the wrong spot. At least all my paint that's in there is actually dried. That's what I like about those little dishes like this, that when the paint's dry you can just pick it out. This way I'm not wasting my glitter. Okay, so then just lay out your pieces how you think you want them to look. Come up with a little pattern. So, like that. And then get your mat back out and take your tool and just start stabbing right where you want them to be connected. Turn it over. If you don't turn it over, what it'll do is it'll, can you see how it, where I was going through, how it's got those little hairs sticking up? It'll just keep pounding them down in here, and eventually it'll get stuck and you won't be able to pull it out easy because it'll like try to make it part of the styrofoam. Okay, that should do it. Okay. Take out your pieces, separate them so that it looks kind of bushy. looks like that. And then I made this bow. I actually I couldn't find, you know how it is right now. You can't find anything in the store when you want to find it. It's like, it's probably on a boat somewhere. But anyway, I just wanted some, velvet ribbon. But I wanted it to be velvet on both sides, but I wasn't able to find any. So I bought one of these cheap bows at Dollar Tree. You know, the velvet bows. And then I just did this to get my ribbon on both sides. Oh, let me put the lid back on this glitter. Holy cow. Get that out of the way. Okay, so what I did is I take it and I cut strips like this. That's what I did for the tail. And then for the top part, because you're going to take it and let me just cut one of those off. So it's a whole loop of the bow. So you just do some strips like this. Okay, and then open it up like so. Put a little stripe of hot glue down there. Close it back up. And then you press it together like that. So then it'll make it so that when you make your loops, it'll hold its shape like that. Can you see that? I can see that. It'll stick out a little bit, like almost like it has wire in it, but it's just more firm. Hopefully that makes sense. So then I glued to the back of it a twist tie. I think that was, my twist tie was off of a pack of Christmas lights or something. I try to save things like that so I can reuse them. And then we're just going to twist that around the top of the mistletoe like that. And then you can also, because I have such big tails left, just take that and do a little twisty at the top. Or you can take a piece of ribbon and you could make a little ribbon loop. That way, if you have really high ceilings, you can have it hang down some. My ceilings in my house aren't real high, so you won't even be able to see this up there. If I put like a little hook or something, it'll just, you know, my ceilings are like 7.5 feet high. They're not real high. So, you know, and this has like a very whimsical look to it, I think. And I think it's really cute. And you can say that you made it yourself. You could make these. You could get really good at it, sell them. People like to buy felted things at craft fairs and that kind of thing. I'm pretty into felted stuff, but that's why I started trying to learn how to do it myself, because I always think it's very cute, and I like the feel that I get from it. I think my mom used to do a lot of stuff with felt when I was a kid or something. I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but I remember felt being around when I was a kid and everybody using it for a lot of things. So I've always liked it. But, you know, and then one other thing that you can do if you want to, I bought this at Dollar Tree, and it has these little berry things on it. So if you want to, you can cut some of those off, because mistletoe has white berries on it. Let's cut that stem piece off of there. And then just take your hot glue, put a little bit on the, and just tuck it in there somewhere. One more. Probably like down here a little bit low on that one. And like I said, if you wanted to make a kissing ball, you could cover it with some of the garland that you can get either from Dollar Tree, or you could buy like one from, I actually bought garland last week, and it's the kind that has the wired branches in it. It's pretty good quality. I got it at Michael's and it was on sale. It was only like $4 for 8 feet. And I'm planning on using that for some projects. I'll cut it up and stuff. But you could cover a styrofoam ball with some of that, and then you could add these pieces in here and there, and then maybe like some not other mistletoe, but some other things that you can get, like some little pine cones, or I don't know. There's lots of picks that you can get, but actually this year I haven't been able to find a whole lot of picks in my area. So, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But you know, if you couldn't find any white berries, if you look at the shape of this, it looks like the end of a Q-tip. So you could dip your Q-tips in white paint and then dip them in glitter and cut those off, and then you would have white berries like that. So you have options, or just use any kind of beads or something like that. But I think it's very cute and whimsical, and I'm gonna have to go out there and see if my husband knows what this means. I think he'll figure it out. So I'll do a little clip here at the end and show you what the houses look like on the tree with the lights in them. I made enough houses to cover one of those entire strands of lights from Dollar Tree. There's not very many on there. I think 8 or 10, something like that. But I made a house for each one of the lights. So I'll show you what that looks like. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I hope you enjoy getting ready for Christmas and doing all the projects. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know. And thank you for watching. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and like. It really helps out, and I like answering anybody's questions, and I really like having comments and stuff. It makes me very excited when I see a comment come up. And then my husband's like, oh, you have a comment that you haven't answered yet. So he likes it too. Anyway, I think it's helping me not be so shy, maybe. I don't know. I get kind of shy sometimes, and I don't know if it's shy. I don't know. Backwards, maybe? You know? If given the opportunity to talk to a bunch of people or stand in the corner and be quiet and just observe, I would be the one just in the corner observing. I'm sure there's lots of people like that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I don't know what my next project will be, but I'm sure I will come up with something.